Alright, what's going on? It's Big Guns and Pistols. I'm back with another one. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I am going to put the link in the description to my other YouTube channel. Many of you probably noticed I haven't been putting up that many videos. A lot of the videos that I've been putting up have been shorts, just something simple. So I decided to go ahead, post this video, show you guys a thing or two. But again, I'll have the link in the description to my other YouTube channel where I do a lot of production and filmmaking. I travel and I'll create travel videos and things like that. All sorts of things that I have in store for that channel over there. So again, if I'm not on this channel, most likely there will be a video soon to be coming on that channel. What this video is about, you see a few firearms laying here on the table. I'm not a gun collector. I want to make that clear, and I want you guys to understand. I am not a gun collector. I developed this liking for firearms when I was about 15 or 16 years old. When I was about 15 or 16, that was the time where I would have several BB guns, airsoft guns, paintball guns. I had that at 16 years old. So I can vividly remember at 16 years old, I had about 3 BB guns and I had a paintball gun. Very nice BB guns that I would go in the backyard with, and I would shoot at water jugs. And then as I got a little older, I started to develop a liking for real firearms. And I always wanted to go the correct route to obtain them. So right now, again, you see a few firearms laid on the table. This is my thing, and this is what I do. I get the firearms necessary for whatever mission that I may be entering into within the future or the present. I get what I need to defend myself properly, or to defend my family properly, or to defend my land properly, homestead, whatever it is. You might have a AK-47. You might have a AR-15. It could be a 16-inch. Some people have a 20-inch if they want to reach out a little further. Maybe they have a lot of land. Some people have maybe a 10.5-inch like what you see here, close quarters. You have a firearm for every situation that you might encounter. You have the pistol, you have a smaller pistol, something to keep on you. So there's a firearm for each scenario. Now, I will say that I do get guns because it's like, man, I like that gun. I need to have it. I just really like that and I need to have it. Many of the firearms that I got is for certain situations, so it's about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the table right now. Believe it or not, there's 4 pistols on this table, according to the ATF. According to the ATF, this AR-15, 10.5-inch, this is a pistol. This is also a pistol. But most people may look at something like this and say, well, that's a pistol, which it is, of course. They just don't know that something this big and this large could be classified as a pistol. To me, it's about having what you need to deal with what you might encounter. Let's talk about shooting. One thing I will say first is an AK-47, that was one of the rifles that I had a deep liking for initially. As a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, that was the gun that I initially had this love for, the AK-47. When people hear the AK-47, they think power, they think, the chopper, they think, just this ruthless beast of a rifle. So when I was 19 years old, the first rifle that I got was an AK-47. Then later on, toward about right before I turned 20, I ended up having a AR-15. I started to develop a liking for an AR-15. That's when I got my 16-inch AR-15. So I did a video on the AK versus the AR. 2 different firearms, different types of power, I would say. The AK, like I said once before, is such an animal of a firearm. It's such a beast of a firearm. Across the board, you need to have what's necessary to have in order to defend yourself. One thing that I do want to do in the future is I want to be able to make range videos. So right now what y'all guys are watching, you're just watching a series of a bunch of different tabletop videos of firearms. And then when I'm able to set it up properly, you know, get a nice range that I can go to consistently, be able to get ammo consistently, because that ammo costs money. You know, I'm able to make the videos and go to the range, but maybe I might set up something to where maybe y'all can donate $2, $3 and I get some ammo and hit the range, do some drill videos, show y'all how some of these bad boys shoot. I really want to show y'all what this AK pistol shoots like. Very nice, small, but not too small AK-47. Then you got the big brother right here with the, I think that's a 16.5-inch barrel. This is a 10.5-inch barrel. This is a 10.5-inch barrel. Very powerful, very nice. It's just to me about having what's necessary to have to do what I need to do. Now some can argue, well, hey, you don't need an AR and an AK. You only need one. You can argue many different things. The mission that you go on is pretty much going to dictate what kind of gear you need. Another thing, body armor, essential. That's very essential, body armor. And when I get my body armor, I'm gonna show you guys, of course, what that's like, what that looks like, what decisions that I made that went into me getting the type of body armor that I'm gonna get. I do want to get me a bulletproof face mask. I think they're about $400. There's a lot of different things that go into body armor, such as what level, who it's made by. You know, you got your ceramic plates, got all sorts of different things. But I'll get into that sooner or later. Having the firearms necessary to have for whatever you might face. Maybe you might not face anything, but at the same time, it's still nice to be able to go to the range. It's still nice to know how to shoot. Shooting is fun, it really is. It's a little expensive, but it's a pretty fun thing to do, you know? Sometimes I might wanna, you know, come out with the 19X. Maybe I might not wanna conceal something like this. Maybe I'll have the P365. Something nice and small and compact. 11 rounds. So 10 in the mag, 1 in the chamber. Very small and simple. Maybe I want to bring not only something that I'm gonna keep on me, but something I may keep off to the side. Or maybe I might want to bring something small that's on me and something like this in case I'm going through something serious or might have to deal with something serious. Or maybe we want to step it up a notch. See, this here, you don't really want to be bringing this out on the this ain't for that. This is not to be brought out. You know, this is some real serious firepower right here. We can pretty much, we never really need to use this for the most part. Hopefully, we never need to use none of these unless it's simply for going to the range and having some fun. I want to get to the point in my life where I'm able to have a little land of my own, somewhere down south, but really, I would prefer to live west. Arizona, Nevada, places like that, or maybe even Utah, somewhere where there's not a lot of people. See, the West, the further you go west, the less people there is. There's more people in the Midwest and the East Coast and the down south than there is west of America. I want to always, any firearm that I get, I like to customize it to my liking. When you look at this AR, very expensive piece right here. Not only was it financially expensive, but it took a lot of thought and research for me to have something like this. You know, thinking about what kind of optic I'm gonna get. I don't want to get an optic that's, you know, cheap and might not hold up. What kind of magazines do I want to be on this firearm? What kind of, what do you call this thing? What kind of tactical brace I want to have? What kind of grip do I want to have? What kind of selector switch do I want to have? Do I want to put a bad lever on? What kind of trigger, which is very important. These are not just ordinary triggers. This trigger, this is a 2.5 pound CMC trigger, single stage. What kind of upper do I want to go with? What kind of barrel? What kind of muzzle device? What kind of charging handle? All of that kind of stuff had to be thought out, excuse me. It had to be thought out because I'm the type of person, I like to be very precise. I like to be sure on my decisions. So it took me damn near over a year to think through and purchase all the pieces for this. Because sometimes I might think, well, I want this piece. You know, a couple weeks ago by, I might change my mind. I don't want that no more. I'm gonna put this piece. It's all thought out first. Same thing with this. Even though the AK isn't much to think about when it comes to the AR. The AR is a lot more customizable. But one of the things that I love about this AK is this Cerakote I got. Now you can get a Cerakote on any firearm. I was pretty much forced to get it on this because if you've seen in the last video, I told you about, you know, it started to corrode in certain areas. Now that Cerakote is gonna help this firearm to never corrode because the manufacturer never put a finish on it. Check the last video out for that. But the rest of these, they're good to go. So it's just something to think about. This is part 1. I'll be making a part 2. When you have an AK, it's hard to be outgunned. But see, you have to know how to use these. Do you know how to effectively use one of these? And it's fun. So that's pretty much it. That's all I want to say. I'm not a gun collector. I've seen a lot of guys, you know, on YouTube, things like that. They collect firearms. These guys got like 50, 60 different damn guns. I'm never gonna have that many guns. I'm never going to have that many guns. I got, you know, a fair amount, but I don't even want that many guns. What the hell I'm gonna do with that many guns? And see, also, I'm not very big on pistols. Like when I say pistols, I'm talking about something small, compact, you know, you can put in a holster in your pants. I'm not very big on pistols. I got a few, but there's not that many pistols that I like. When I look around, there's not very many pistols that I like. I mean, of course, I like the Glock. I like this SIG. Okay, these are name brand firearms. These firearms are not cheap. I'm not that big on pistols. Now, to name a few pistols that I like I say, of course, the Glock, the SIG. SIG has another pistol that I like that I'm gonna be getting. I've seen Century Arms make a pistol, I forget, it's the Canic. Those are pretty nice. They have a bronze one that's pretty nice. There's not many pistols that I really like. Now, some people may say 19. I don't like all that stuff. I'm not into all of that. They got SIGs, they got M&Ps, they have the 1911s, Kimbers, all of that kind of stuff. I'm not really into all of that. They're nice, but I'll never spend my money on it. As the channel go on, you'll be able to see a lot of the new pieces that I'm gonna get, but there will come a time where I'm gonna have every piece that I want, and I'm no longer gonna purchase firearms anymore. So again, this is Big Guns and Pistols. This is part 1, and thank you for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Peace.